let's talk about this Redskins team here. You got firsthand look at AP, and we were all kind of, I don't know if blown away is the right phrase, but we were all very, very impressed. I was a little surprised maybe that he had that much. I heard about the epic workout. I knew he was in great condition, but I didn't necessarily think it would translate right there at first 10 or 11 carries, and it really did.
Well, it makes a difference having an offensive line, too. I thought the guys did a terrific job up front for him. He showed, in the 11 carries that he had, he showed every element of what you need a running back to have. He showed power. He showed explosiveness. He showed the ability, and he showed the finishing that he's done for so many years at the end. So, when you sit in a running back room and you say, these are the things we're looking for, that little 11-play clip is exactly what AP did the other day in the locker room, and he is somewhat of an Adonis type of an individual. I mean, he's just and 33 isn't old. Let's face it, in this day and age, when you're in your 30s, I mean, we had 33-year-old quarterback, 33-year-old running back. You're looking at guys with 3-4 more years possibly. In AP's case, probably at least another couple years. God willing, he doesn't get a major kind of a setback. And I think he'll be able to endure the season. The other thing, too, is, he was in New Orleans last year. That wasn't going to be a fit. He went to Arizona. He had to see a chance to play. So it's not like he's been away from the game for a couple years and now all of a sudden come back.
Talking to the great Joe Theismann, legendary Redskins quarterback, since you used the term Adonis, it made me think, out of all your years in the NFL, with people that you shared a locker room with, who was the greatest Adonis, who had the best body that you just were like, oh, my God?
Monty Coleman. I used to call him Superman.
Right.
Outside linebacker, fast. As a matter of fact, this is something people don't realize. Dexter Manley and Monty Coleman were our gunners on the punt team. Now, Dexter was 275. Monty was 235, I think. And they could both Monty was, to me, just absolutely chiseled out of rock. An unbelievable physical specimen. Just an incredible guy. And he's the one that jumps to mind when I think of it. Everybody talks about today, the athletes are so much better today. I'll tell you something. I put Lawrence Taylor up against any outside backer that ever played the game of football. I'll put Darrell Green up against any corner that plays today.
True.
I can run a litany of guys down. There are more players today. The nutrition is different. The exercise is different. Heck, they don't go through went through in training camp, and that's fine. But to say that these are better athletes, they're higher paid, I can tell you that. Just ask Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Oh, that's sick.
$33 million a year. I'm not going to buy a denim suit. Okay, I just want you to know that. I'm going on record right now.
Think about Joe. He's going to get $80 million guaranteed before the draft next year.
Yeah, I know. Good. And what? Good for him. It's that day and age. I mean, Matt Ryan 150, Kirk gets 84. I mean, Alex is 75 guaranteed.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
People that sort of gets that's like forget that. Just heck with it. Go throw it away. I mean, the guys are getting compensated a lot of money, which means the league's making a lot of money. And it's going to be interesting now with the books being open and what's going to happen. And people say there could be influence in the players. I don't buy that. I don't buy it one bit. Like I said, there's so much risk, and there's only certain people that control the outcome of the game. And I think there's so much at risk, so much scrutiny that I just can't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't think so. All right, your phone's kind of breaking up. Let's try to plow through this. Hopefully it'll clear up a little bit. Wanted to ask you about the workload. That's been a big topic of conversation for us around the league. Jay, he's been very open about it. He just wants to get his guys to week one healthy. He already lost Geis. Do you have an issue with the workload with the starters, especially when you have a new quarterback? I mean, Alex Smith is a veteran, 14 years, whatever it is. So not that worried, but it is a new system, new staff, new regime. How do you view sort of the Redskins' workload?
I think it's fine. As a matter of fact, I talked to Alex about it yesterday. And he said, Andy used to do the same thing. He played maybe a little bit more in Kansas City, but not a whole lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, around the league, one of the biggest problems around the league is depth at the offensive line. Now, all of a sudden, you play your starters out there and you lose a tackle, you lose a guard. We've seen that around the league. Or heaven forbid, we saw it with Darius Geis. He's a couple carries into his career, and all of a sudden he's gone for the year. You can't afford to lose Alex. I mean, now Colt's got a bad thumb, so where do you go? So you open the game, in Arizona against the Cardinals with Kevin Hogan. Kevin hasn't played a lot of football.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to play a lot tonight, but he hasn't played a lot of football. So I don't have a problem with it. We never had the off-season training that these guys have. We didn't go in January. I mean, go do individual stuff, travel to different places, work out with different teammates. Basically training camp to us. I went 8 weeks of training camp. We had 6 preseason games. That was really our program to get ready for the season.
You guys had 6?
What did you do in the off season?
Yeah, you're so young you don't remember.
What did you do in the off season, Joe?
Well, I actually trained. I would start late February. I would go out to Redskin Park with Jay Bernetti, our equipment guy.
Right.
And it would be a cold day, and Jay would have his classic shorts on. He'd have a pair of gloves. He'd have a little hat on, and he'd have a sweatshirt. And I'd go out and have him run routes. I'd go work out. And, you stayed in shape yourself.